think about it, I tell her. Come on, let's open the shop. The three of us, me, Sarah, and Rowdy, get out of the car and head around to the front of the building. The pet shop stop isn't very large, or even all that impressive, but I like it that way. It's a fairly unassuming little place on Center Street in downtown Seaview Rock, our charming coastal town. Most of our business comes from residents, local pet owners that need supplies regularly. Sure, they could go to the Sprawl Mart just outside of town, or 25 minutes down the highway where the nearest big box pet store is, but people around here are real good about supporting small businesses. The other part of our patronage we get from tourism, weekend road trippers that come to see our delightful seaside town. Seaview Rock used to be a tiny fishing village until a few hatcheries opened up and the area blossomed in the mid-19th century. Almost all of the architecture in town has remained in the style of that era, and we work pretty hard to keep our streets and shoreline clean, all of which makes it very alluring for folks to stop by for a visit. And it's because of those folks, who tend to be impulse buyers, that we keep a veritable menagerie of animals: pups, kittens, chinchillas, ferrets, rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, gerbils, turtles, parakeets, some small colorful fish, and a handful of lizards. But not snakes. Never snakes. If there are two things I have in common with Indiana Jones, it's that I don't care for snakes, and I look darn good in a Stetson. As we're rounding the corner toward the building, Rowdy sniffs the air twice and bounds ahead of us. Sarah and I exchange a glance. Rowdy's a smart dog, and I've trained him to walk well off leash, so him getting excited over something and running ahead is cause for at least mild concern. We hurry after him and find him just outside the door to the pet shop, his nose buried in a wicker basket, sniffing deep breaths as he pokes his snout around a tiny blue blanket. "What is that?" Sarah wonders aloud. I gently pull Rowdy away by the collar as Sarah picks up the basket, lifts the blanket, and gasps. "What is it?" She looks up at me with her eyes wide. Then she reaches in and takes out a very tiny ball of fluff. Her face lights up in an enormous smile. "It's a kitty!" Chapter 2. I unlock the door of the pet shop and we bring the poor little thing inside out of the cold. For a lot of places, late March signals the end of winter and the first signs of spring. Not in coastal Maine. She sets the basket down on the counter and searches it for any contents other than the blanket and cat. "There's no note or anything." "Weird. Why would someone bring it here and not the shelter?" Our local animal shelter, which Sarah volunteers at a couple of times a week, is pretty great as far as shelters go. They're no-kill, and they actively seek adoption outlets rather than the other way around. She holds the tiny kitten aloft and peers at it. "Well, first of all, he can't be more than 2 or 3 weeks old," she says. "Maybe whoever left him here thought we'd take better care of him." The little kitten is gray, and his eyes, though tiny and squinting, are a bright blue. I notice something else about him, too. "Sarah, look." I point out one of his hind paws, or lack thereof. The kitten only has 3 feet. "Oh my God! You poor thing! You think he was in an accident or something?" "No," I say slowly, inspecting the missing paw. "Looks like he was born without it." She turns to face me and bats her eyelashes a few times, and I know what's coming next. "Sarah," I tell her gently, "we can't—" "What should we call him?" "Oh, please don't name him." Look, I love animals, big and small. Even snakes. I just love them from a safe distance. But as soon as she names him, I know exactly what's going to happen. 1, she's going to get attached. And 2, that little kitten won't be going anywhere. "Let's call him Basket," she says. And there it is. "Sarah, listen. You can't have pets at your place, and I'm not home enough to take care of a baby kitten. And we both know I can't rightfully sell this cat without knowing where it came from. The only thing to do here is to bring him to the shelter."